Nearly 30 million deaths in just 5 modern outbreaks, and that's only what the official records admit. The truth is far worse. The deadliest killers of our century don't wear faces, carry guns, or march into war. They ride on breath, blood, and fruit. They hide in your air conditioner, your cough, your breakfast, your sweat. The next catastrophe won't come with sirens. It'll start quietly, with one mosquito bite, one handshake, one careless inhale. Scientists from the World Health Organization warn that over 200 high-risk viruses are now evolving faster than our defenses. Some can kill in less than 72 hours. Others can hide in your body for years before they strike. And yet, while we scroll through our screens, they're getting stronger, silent, patient, unstoppable. This is the Downturn Report, where the truth gets personal. Today we expose 6 of the most dangerous viruses threatening humanity right now. The hidden assassins deadlier than any plague in history. Don't panic just yet, because at the end of each part, we'll reveal how to protect yourself before they reach your door. Number 1, tuberculosis, TB. You'd think the deadliest things come with breaking news banners or screaming headlines. But this killer doesn't even knock. It waits quietly in your chest, humming like an old refrigerator you stopped noticing years ago. The name is tuberculosis, and it's not some relic from your grandparents' time. It's back, louder in silence than most diseases in chaos. The World Health Organization says that in the year 2023 alone, roughly 10.8 million people were newly infected. 1.25 million of them didn't make it out alive. That's more than the population of some American cities, gone before lunch breaks even ended. Here's the part that sounds like a bad joke from a horror movie. It's not happening in distant slums or war-torn villages. It's in the air you're breathing right now. Between 2020 and 2023, TB infections climbed 4.6% worldwide, reversing years of progress. Europe saw a 10% spike in child cases. Kids under 15, the kind who should be worrying about video games, not ventilation. TB has mastered the art of disguise. About 1 in every 4 people walking this planet already has it, silently dormant, just waiting for their immune system to stumble. Think of it like a burglar already inside your house, hiding in the attic until you fall asleep. The disease plays a mean game of patience. When your guard drops, maybe from diabetes, smoking, alcohol, or age, it strikes. Mycobacterium tuberculosis eats through your lungs like termites through wood, slow but merciless. Every cough from an infected person sprays invisible seeds into the air, and all it takes is a single breath in the wrong place. Modern living makes it easy. Sealed windows, recycled air, stress, and sleepless nights. We traded fresh breeze for convenience, and now the rent's due. But the cruelest twist? Tuberculosis is curable. It's not that we can't defeat it, it's that we don't. Poverty, lack of testing, drug resistance, and medical neglect have made TB a permanent tenant in humanity's lungs. India holds around 26% of global cases, Indonesia about 10%, while China, the Philippines, and Pakistan follow close behind. And before anyone smirks thinking, that's far from home, Kansas reported rising infections in 2024. Yes, Kansas, where the scariest thing used to be a tornado, not bacteria with a vendetta. Then there's the nightmare within the nightmare, the drug-resistant strains, MDR-TB and XDR-TB. They shrug off antibiotics like mosquitoes brushing off bug spray. But who estimates less than 2/5 of patients with these forms get proper treatment? That means millions walking around as ticking time bombs, breathing, coughing, spreading. So what can you do? It's not rocket science, though ignoring it might send you to the stars early. Keep your space ventilated, eat decently, get tested if you're at risk, and for heaven's sake, finish your medicine if diagnosed. Quitting treatment halfway is like walking out of a boxing ring mid-fight. The opponent doesn't stop punching just because you're tired. Tuberculosis doesn't crave fame like COVID once did. It's a quiet killer, old-fashioned and patient. The kind of evil that doesn't need headlines to win. While the world scrolls past its warnings, TB watches from the shadows, waiting for your next deep breath. Number 2, influenza A, H5N1. It starts small. Maybe you see a couple of dead chickens near a fence, or read a short local headline about farm outbreaks. You shrug. After all, that's farm life, right? But what if those feathers on the ground were the breadcrumbs of the next global nightmare? The virus called influenza A, H5N1, better known as bird flu, is no longer staying politely in the poultry yard. It's mutating, experimenting, and worst of all, learning. Since 2003, nearly 900 human infections have been confirmed, and more than half of those infected didn't make it. Let that sink in. If 2 people caught it, odds are 1 wouldn't survive. That's not a statistic. That's a coin toss with death holding the quarter. And the virus isn't sitting still. According to the World Health Organization, as of January 20th, 2025, confirmed human cases continue to emerge, while the virus keeps evolving among wild and domestic birds. But here's the plot twist that has scientists losing sleep. H5N1 has now been detected in dairy cattle across the United States. Something once considered impossible. A bird virus infecting cows? It's like finding out your goldfish started using your Wi-Fi password. The leap from chickens to cows is the virus's version of moving closer to the dinner table, and you're sitting at the head of it. Its fatality rate hovers around 50%, a grim figure that turns any infection into a deadly gamble. In some outbreaks, over half of those infected died within days, often from severe pneumonia or organ failure. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports that since March 28th through October 31st, 2024, 46 human cases were confirmed across 6 U.S. states. And remember, those are just the ones we found. The iceberg extends deeper, hiding unreported mild or misdiagnosed cases. This virus doesn't spread easily between humans, yet. But like a lock just 1 click away from opening, it only needs a few genetic mistakes to adapt. Once that happens, we wouldn't be talking about dozens or hundreds of infections, but millions. More than 23 countries have already reported human cases. And while governments are busy arguing about budgets, the virus is quietly rewriting the rulebook of what it means to be airborne. H5N1 spreads through direct contact with infected birds or their secretions, especially in markets, barns, and backyard farms. The new dairy cow connection makes it even trickier. It's no longer a distant problem from those poultry countries. It's walking closer, one species at a time. Scientists at Johns Hopkins warn that if it manages to spread human to human efficiently, it could spark a pandemic deadlier than COVID, with a mortality rate that doesn't leave room for second chances. So what can you do beyond panicking? First, take precautions seriously if you live near livestock or poultry. Never handle dead or sick birds without full protection. Use N95 masks, gloves, and disinfectants. Wash hands thoroughly after any contact with animals. And when cooking poultry, ensure it's well done. There has been no evidence of H5N1 transmission through properly cooked meat. Second, report any unusual bird or livestock deaths in your area. The faster the response, the smaller the fire spreads. Farmers should follow biosecurity measures, disinfect barns, limit animal mixing, and wear protective gear. Third, demand readiness from public health systems. Updated vaccines, antiviral stockpiles, and early diagnostic networks are not luxuries, but necessities. And finally, fortify yourself. Eat nutrient-rich foods, stay active, sleep well, and manage stress. A strong immune system is your built-in firewall. Not perfect, but powerful enough to buy time when danger strikes. Influenza A, H5N1, doesn't scream for attention like its viral cousins. It whispers, it watches, it waits. It's a rebel virus with the patience of a hunter and the arrogance of evolution. While we scroll past warnings and chase normalcy, it's sharpening its claws in the shadows. The question isn't if it'll make its move, but when we'll notice that it already has. Number 3, SARS-CoV-2. Just when you thought the nightmare was over, the ghost still lingers in your living room. SARS-CoV-2, the virus behind COVID-19, didn't fade into history with the masks and lockdowns. It simply changed its disguise. Like a hacker with an expired password still finding a backdoor, it's lurking, mutating, and watching for a new weakness. Since its explosive debut in late 2019, It has infected over 776 million people and claimed roughly 7 million recorded lives. But experts warn the real death toll could be double or even triple that. The hidden fatalities, the uncounted, the ones buried under vague labels like respiratory failure or post-infection complications. Imagine a fire so massive that the smoke still hangs in the air years later. That's COVID-19. SARS-CoV-2 doesn't behave like a one-time assassin. It's the kind that leaves a trap behind. Even after the fever breaks and the cough fades, the virus can linger in your nervous system, heart, and lungs like malware that keeps running in the background. Long COVID isn't a fancy medical phrase. It's millions of Americans waking up every morning feeling like their body forgot how to charge overnight. The World Health Organization continues to track its presence, warning that it's still spreading through communities worldwide. And just because headlines moved on doesn't mean the virus did. It merely stepped out of the spotlight, updating its operating system. The mutations keep coming. XFG, MB181, LP 8.1, like sequels no one asked for. Each new strain learns something: how to dodge immunity, how to spread faster, how to cause more damage before anyone notices. Studies suggest the true death toll, factoring in excess mortality, could reach between 19 and 36 million by early 2025. Even in the United States, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention continues to record hospitalizations and deaths, especially among those with underlying conditions. The pandemic may have ended politically, but biologically, it's just on intermission. The cruel twist: the more relaxed we become, the stronger its chance of comeback. Many who think they're safe because of past infection or vaccines may be walking around with fading immunity, a rusting shield weakened by stress, poor diet, and sleepless nights. SARS-CoV-2 doesn't need to reinvent itself to hurt us. It just waits for us to stop caring. It's like that quiet hum behind your walls. You ignore it until one night the whole fuse box blows. So how do you keep this phantom virus from making your lungs its second home? First, treat booster shots not as an option, but as armor maintenance. Each dose refreshes your immune defense like patching a security hole before the hacker returns. Wear high filtration masks such as N95s in crowded or enclosed spaces, especially if you're older or have chronic illness. Ventilation matters. Open windows, use air purifiers, let sunlight in. The virus hates fresh air the way roaches hate bright kitchens. Don't underestimate the basics. Eat nutrient-rich foods, hydrate, sleep well, and exercise moderately. Your body is your fortress. Weak walls invite siege. Avoid smoking and heavy drinking. Alcohol won't sanitize your lungs. And if you feel persistent fatigue, cough, or shortness of breath, see a doctor quickly. Waiting it out is like ignoring a gas leak. COVID-19 changed the world once, and it's arrogant to assume it won't try again. It crippled economies, erased jobs, and scarred the global psyche. Many people didn't just die. They kept living in half-strength, half-breath lives. If complacency takes over, a deadlier variant could appear before we even name it. The calm you feel right now isn't safety. It's the silence before the next alarm. SARS-CoV-2 is that faint echo behind the wall, waiting for someone to say, "It's over," so it can whisper, "Not yet." Number 4, Nipah virus. You think pandemics roar with breaking news and sirens? Think again. Nipah virus doesn't roar. It whispers. It hides in the rustle of fruit trees, in the quiet drip of sap, in the soft flutter of wings above your orchard. It's the sort of killer that doesn't need a crowd to make an entrance. It just needs a single bite of an unwashed fruit. First discovered in Malaysia between 1998 and 1999 in the village of Kampung Sungai Nipah. It infected 265 people and killed at least 105 Tas, all within a few short months. Since then, the world has learned that this isn't some long-forgotten outbreak sealed in textbooks. It's a patient predator, still waiting, sharpening its claws under the canopy. The terror of Nipah lies not only in its brutality, but in our helplessness before it. There's no vaccine, no specific cure, no guarantee that the next case won't be you. The World Health Organization reports that its fatality rate ranges from 40 to 75%, depending on the outbreak. In Kerala, India, in 2018, it reached a staggering 94%, meaning only a few out of 100 made it out alive. 2 confirmed cases in Bangladesh in 2024, both dead. By mid-2025, 9 outbreaks had been recorded again in Kerala. Altogether, around 749 known human infections have been reported across Bangladesh, India, Malaysia, Singapore, and the Philippines, with hundreds dead. That's not contained. That's a loaded gun sitting on the table. Nipah spreads like a cunning mercenary, deliberate and methodical. It moves from fruit bats, genus Surpass, to pigs, then to humans, and sometimes directly to people through food contaminated by bat saliva or droppings. In Bangladesh, many infections came from drinking raw date palm sap that bats had already tasted. Once inside the human population, the virus can pass person to person, especially among caregivers or hospital staff. The Siliguri outbreak in 2001 killed 45 out of 66 patients, roughly 68%. Imagine a disease that doesn't just visit your body, but rents your brain, lungs, and nervous system. A tenant that destroys the house while still living in it. The symptoms start innocently: fever, headache, sore throat, but within days they escalate to brain inflammation, acute pneumonia, seizures, coma, and death. Survivors often suffer lifelong neurological damage, like recurring seizures or altered personality. A cruel reminder that living doesn't always mean surviving. And with deforestation, urban sprawl, and human encroachment into wildlife habitats, the stage is set perfectly for Nipah's encore. Fruit bats are being forced into towns, farms, and backyards, turning the invisible forest into your neighborhood. In South Asia, where population density is high and medical infrastructure fragile, Nipah doesn't need an invitation. The door's already open. And if you think you're safe because you don't live near those forests, think again. Trade, food transport, livestock networks, all connect you to the forest in ways you don't see. In Kerala, over 700 people were placed under surveillance after just a handful of cases. 1 infected person in an airport, 1 shipment of contaminated produce, and the map of infection redraws itself overnight. Nipah doesn't travel fast. It travels smart. How do you fight something that moves in silence? First, don't play host. Avoid consuming raw or unwashed fruits, especially ones that bats might have touched. Never drink raw date palm sap. Boil or discard it. If you handle livestock, wear protective gear. Gloves, N95 masks, long sleeves. Avoid contact with sick or dead animals, especially bats and pigs. If you're caring for someone with unexplained high fever, seizures, or brain inflammation, protect yourself as if the virus is already there, because it might be. Clean your surroundings, close off your attic or fruit trees from roosting bats using nets or mesh barriers. And if you feel sudden high fever, dizziness, or altered consciousness after exposure to animals, go to a hospital immediately and mention Nipah. Early recognition is your only chance. Finally, strengthen your defenses. Sleep well, eat clean, manage stress, and exercise regularly. A resilient immune system won't guarantee immunity, but it can buy you precious time. In a world without vaccines or drugs for Nipah, your health habits are your first and last line of defense. Your body's silent alarm system against a silent killer. Nipah virus doesn't scream its name. It lurks. It doesn't knock. It slips in through your habits, your fruit, your neglect. It's the kind of horror that doesn't need to announce itself to be real. The next time you see a bat swooping near your yard or fruit that's been nibbled on, remember, the forest isn't far away. Sometimes it's right above your roof. Number 5, dengue virus, type 2. Picture this. It's a humid evening, rain tapping softly on the roof, the air thick and heavy. You sit under the awning, fanning yourself, maybe scrolling your phone, not realizing that the high-pitched whine hovering by your ear is the overture to a silent war. One sting, that's all it takes. The dengue virus type 2, DENV2, the deadliest of its 4 viral siblings, doesn't arrive with drama or warning. It slips in quietly, like a thief through an unlocked window, and what it steals isn't money. It's your platelets, your breath, your balance between life and death. DENV2 is no relic of tropical jungles. It's already marching through modern cities. It thrives where we do, in concrete forests filled with standing water and forgotten corners. According to the World Health Organization, between January and April of 2024 alone, more than 7.6 million dengue cases were reported globally, with over 16,000 severe cases and 3,000 deaths. But that's just the visible tip. Some estimates say nearly 390 million infections occur every year, and tens of thousands die without ever being counted. DENV2 in particular has earned a grim reputation for causing the most severe outbreaks and the highest mortality rates. Think of it as the special forces of dengue, silent, efficient, and merciless. Here's the cruel trick. If you've been infected by another dengue type before, your body's old antibodies might betray you. Instead of protecting you, they can help DENV2 invade deeper, a phenomenon scientists call antibody-dependent enhancement. It's like having an old security system that recognizes the intruder as friendly and opens the door. That's why the second infection often hits harder than the first, leading to severe dengue or dengue shock syndrome. Within hours, blood vessels start leaking plasma, organs fail, and the patient collapses into shock. For many children and elderly people, especially in overcrowded or poorly equipped hospitals, this shift from mild fever to fatal bleeding is as fast as the mosquito's bite that started it. The most chilling part? It's no longer confined to poor rural tropics. DENV2 has invaded Latin America, Southeast Asia, and now even parts of the US and Europe. In Latin America alone, over 13 million infections were reported in 2024. Urbanization, climate change, and mismanaged waste are the virus's allies. The perfect storm that breeds Aedes mosquitoes in construction sites, gutter puddles, or the forgotten condensation tray behind your air conditioner. The mosquito doesn't care if you're rich or poor. It only cares if you have warm blood and uncovered skin. Preventing DENV2 isn't a matter of luxury, it's survival strategy. First, destroy its home turf. Check every week for standing water. Buckets, pots, clogged drains, flower saucers, AC trays. Empty them, scrub them, cover them. The mosquito doesn't need a swamp, just a soda cap full of water. Second, create barriers. Wear long sleeves, use mosquito repellents with DEET or picaridin. Close doors at dusk and sleep under nets. Use fans. Mosquitoes are terrible flyers. A little wind can be a lifesaver. Third, listen to your body. If you have sudden high fever, muscle and eye pain, fatigue or rashes, see a doctor immediately. If your gums bleed, you vomit blood, or feel dizzy, don't wait. Dengue can turn deadly within hours, and early treatment can mean the difference between recovery and a memorial. There's no magic bullet yet. Vaccines exist but are limited in protection and not recommended for everyone. So your best defense is awareness, both personal and communal. Community cleanup drives, public sanitation, and awareness campaigns aren't civic chores, they're life insurance policies. Each clean yard, each drained gutter is a canceled invitation to DENV2. And on a personal level, strengthen your immune fortress, sleep properly, stay hydrated, eat nutrient-rich foods, and manage stress. A healthy immune system is like a strong fence. It won't stop the storm, but it keeps the flood from reaching your doorstep. DENV2 isn't a dramatic killer with headlines or alarms. It's the whisper in the dark, the itch after the bite. It's the virus that waits until you relax before striking again. The next time you hear a mosquito buzzing near your ear, don't just wave it away. You might be swatting at the most efficient assassin nature ever designed, one that hides in your sweat and feeds on your complacency. Number 6, Marburg virus disease. Picture yourself stepping into a cavern so dark it feels ancient, the air thick, the scent of damp rock clinging to your lungs. Above you, thousands of bats hang like ornaments of shadow, fluttering softly, harmless at first glance. But one wrong move, one droplet of saliva, and you might awaken something far older and crueler than fear itself. Marburg virus disease, MVD. Born in 1967 when laboratory workers in Marburg, Germany, and Belgrade, Yugoslavia, became infected while handling African monkeys. This virus has lingered for decades in silence, crouching between outbreaks like a predator that knows patience is power. Marburg doesn't need millions of cases to make headlines. It only needs a handful to remind humanity that nature still owns the script. Its mortality rate swings between 24 and 88%, a number so monstrous it makes influenza look like a paper cut. In Angola during 2004 to 2005, over 370 people were infected. More than 330 of them died. That's a death rate close to 90%. In Tanzania's Kagera region in 2025, 9 suspected cases appeared. 8 were dead within days. The virus kills fast, leaving no time for denial or prayer. The Marburg virus spreads through fruit bats, particularly the Raucetus aegyptiacus species, and passes to humans through direct contact with infected animals or bodily fluids. Think of it as nature's cruel handshake. Once it enters the bloodstream, it hides for up to 21 days before detonating. Sudden fever, chills, muscle pain, vomiting, unstoppable diarrhea. Then comes the horror that gives it its name: blood oozing from gums, eyes, and skin. Internal organs collapse one by one, like lights flickering out in a blackout. Survivors are left haunted, weakened eyesight, chronic fatigue, joint pain, neurological damage. Living through Marburg is like surviving an explosion only to realize the shrapnel never left your body. And while outbreaks remain mostly confined to Africa, from Equatorial Guinea in 2023, 17 confirmed cases, 12 deaths, to Rwanda in 2024, 58 cases, 13 deaths. Complacency is its greatest ally. All it takes is one infected traveler, one unreported cluster, one overwhelmed hospital, and the story can change overnight. The virus doesn't care about borders. It only needs a moment of human carelessness to cross them. It doesn't spread easily through the air like COVID-19, but that's no comfort. Marburg travels through direct contact, a caregiver's touch, a shared towel, a drop of blood on the wrong surface. Hospitals, funerals, and traditional burial practices can all become accelerators. Medical workers, often the first responders, are also the first casualties. In some outbreaks, entire wards were wiped out because gloves tore or disinfectant ran out. So how do you keep this ancient killer at bay? Start by respecting the wild. It's not your playground. Avoid caves, mines, or bat colonies without protective gear. If you must enter, wear gloves, respirators, and thick clothing. Never touch or eat animals that died mysteriously, and stay clear of raw bushmeat. Wash and boil any fruit that may have been exposed to bats. Those tiny bite marks on mangoes or guavas could be invitations to hell. In outbreak areas, avoid direct contact with the sick or their fluids. Disinfect everything. And if someone shows signs of fever, bleeding, or confusion after travel to high-risk zones, isolate immediately and alert health authorities. For healthcare workers, training and equipment aren't optional. They're lifelines. Use full PPE: gloves, face shields, gowns, and proper waste disposal. Every second of protection counts. And on the personal side, maintain your immune strength, balanced nutrition, enough sleep, no smoking, minimal alcohol, steady exercise. A strong immune system may not stop Marburg's attack, but it gives your body a fighting chance to endure. There's no approved vaccine or treatment yet, though global labs race against time to develop one. Until then, vigilance is our only defense. Communities must strengthen disease surveillance, enforce infection control, and report suspicious fevers quickly. Marburg thrives where fear silences truth, in villages that hide the sick, in hospitals that can't afford masks, in governments that delay warnings. Marburg virus disease isn't the loud, headline-hungry monster. It's the quiet one, the kind that kills a village before the world even notices. It doesn't roar, it seeps, crawls, and consumes. You don't need to fear bats, you just need to fear the silence between their wings. Because in that silence, a hemorrhagic nightmare might already be waiting. The next outbreak always begins in silence. Stay informed, stay prepared, and subscribe now before truth becomes the next casualty.
Thank you for watching today's video all the way through. If you found the content helpful, don't forget to click like and subscribe to stay updated to our latest daily videos. Now feel free to check out other feature videos currently shown on your screen. Goodbye, and see you in the next video.